Hello my fellow adventurers, this is Sara with the Nihonbound Adventures channel, and today I'm going to be doing a review on the Vice 4 palette. Now I've already done some reviews using this little palette here, but I wanted to talk a little bit more in detail with it. First off, if you watched my Tarte Holidays palette review, I mentioned the fact that I decided to choose that palette over everything else because I thought that I used the colors more. Once I actually started messing around with the palette, I realized how big of a mistake I'd made. So I returned it and I started looking around, but that same day that I went, I actually watched a video from Vintage or Tacky, and I'll link the tutorial that I watched down below that used the Vice 4 palette. And I really liked how it looked, and I realized that I should have given this guy another chance. So I purchased it, and I'm so glad I did, because a lot of these colors really look very, very nice and enhance green eyes so much. So I really recommend this palette if you have green eyes, because I think that it'll really enhance them, because I know it does with me. But yeah, review time. These colors are very buttery and smooth, just like all of the other Urban Decay shadows. The ones that they remind me of are the deluxe shadows, which they discontinued years ago, but those are the ones that I think of when I think of really good Urban Decay shadows. There's a couple in here that aren't really as nice and smooth as the others, and one of them is actually this guy here, 1985. But other than that, I really like this palette. It has a lot of versatility, and it has a lot of like smoky neutrals, it has a lot of fun colors, it has like highlights and everything, and I really enjoy this palette. So I give this one a huge thumbs up, because I've now messed around with it for about almost a month now, and I really, really like it. I am so glad I grabbed it when I did. But yeah, highly recommend. I'm gonna go ahead and do some swatches for you and talk about each shade. Alright, so the first three here are the first row on the Vice 4 palette. This one here is Bones, this one is Framed, Discreet, which barely picks up on my skin, and then Bitter. These all are very creamy and easy to pick up with your brush, and they're very pigmented. If you rub them, they still stay, including Discreet, which you can barely pick up on my skin. This is one that I actually need to start using now, but wait, that's a really good row there. So I'm going to do the next row. So the next row is all shimmers. So the first one is here, which is Grip. This one's hard to pick up. It's sort of like 1985, it doesn't pick up very nicely. The next one is Fastball, and then this one is Grasshopper and Flame. I really like these two here a lot, and this one is very easy to pick up. This one's 2 swipes, but very, very nice. I don't think I'll be using that one there, Grip, very much. Just because it is more on the gray side, and I don't usually tend to wear grays unless it's like a neutral gray, but not one that's shimmery like that. But let's do the next row. This is the next row here. Right here is Deadbeat. This one is the black of the palette. This one's 1985. This took about 4 swipes to get it up to this. So it's a little on the hard side. This one is C-Note. It's a kind of like a greenish silver shade. And this guy here is Low. This one was also a little hard to pick up. Okay, so this is the next row here. So we have this one down here is Beat Down. This one is a deep purple with a blue flash. This one is extremely buttery and reminds me of the deluxe shadows. because in my eyes the deluxe shadows from Urban Decay were some of the best, and I don't know why they discontinued them. The next shade here is Underhand. It's another really buttery shade, and this one here is Arctic, another very buttery shade. And this one here is called Crowbar. This one is extremely hard, like 1985. It did take a couple sweeps to get it up to this one, whereas these ones were one swipe. So, yeah. Right, and here's the last row. This one here is Pandemonium. It's a brown, it's a sparkly brown, but it's really nice. I like that one a lot. This one here is Harlot. These two are very, very buttery, and same with this one here. This one is Robbery. It's a kind of like almost like a greenish gold. And then this one here is Delete, which is a matte brown. This row here is actually a really nice row. There's no issues with it. So my thoughts on this palette. The mattes in this palette are beautiful. They slide on, they're extremely pigmented, there's no issues. There's a couple shadows in here that aren't as good as the rest, but for the majority of them, they're extremely buttery. They remind me of the deluxe palette, the deluxe shadows, which were amazing. Like, absolutely amazing. I would willingly go back in time and grab every single deluxe shadow that I could, just so that I could have really nice shadows like that again. But it's too late for that. But these are the closest that so far I've been able to get to the deluxe shadows from Urban Decay, from the Urban Decay line itself. So I really, really like this palette, even though there are a couple shades that aren't as smooth and buttery and pigmented as the others. But for those ones, there's Fix Plus. So that's my solution. I really like that palette. I give it a huge thumbs up, but if you don't agree with me, please tell me why below. Let's talk about it. Why not? But you guys have a great day. Thank you for listening and happy adventuring. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Bye.